I'd like to call this regular town board meeting for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg.
Here.
Trustee Cesaro.
Here.
Trustee Harts.
Here.
Trustee Patsos.
Here.
Trustee Warner.
Here.
Trustee McLaurin.
Here.
And Mayor.
Here. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Does the board have any conflicts of interest?
No.
No, Mayor.
No.
General public input for anything not on the agenda?
My name is Paul Black. I'm here representing Upper Pine River Fire Protection District today. I was trying to get on as an action item on the agenda, but I think I missed the window for it. So I figured I'll throw it out here now. I just want to talk a little bit. You guys, Chief spoke to you guys a few meetings back. We did a study about 160 and kind of looking at that corridor, and it came up the Parkway and 160 East intersection. And it kind of, CDOT started asking questions, so we kind of got involved. We talked to you guys, Katie sent us all the information on it. We started going through it and kind of saw in there that the town was awarded some congressional money, which is awesome, and then CDOT matched the money that the town needed to for that. And then that Katie, the town manager, was kind of the project manager on it. And as we were going through that, we realized that Katie's not here anymore. So we at Upper Pine just wanted to throw out there that we're willing to kind of help out. We'd like to enter into a MOU with you guys and help along with project management on that intersection. We're trying to kind of look into how far along it is, but that would help us know kind of where it's standing, kind of the feasibility of it. And really the reason why we're really interested in that intersection is we did kind of a estimate of the projects that are kind of in hanging with that intersection. And it means a lot for Upper Pine, especially with our new station, clinic, and then the future of our community paramedics and kind of pay increases for our folks. So it's really important for us that stoplight gets in there. That money's kind of sitting there waiting for it to get going. And we kind of understand the reality that the town is. You guys are staffing right now is down a little bit. So if that's something we can take off your plate to help out, we'd really appreciate that and look forward to the opportunity. You know, with that, you know, like I said, the money's in there. We've done these projects before, so we know how that process works with keeping track of it, making sure Congress is really happy that their money's being spent right. It's there right now. Hopefully it'll stay there for a while and we can get this project done. With that, I know that the school district's looking at their possibly floating a bond. You know, it's kind of contingent of that. We have a lot of subdivisions going in, commercial development. So with that, we really just want to lend a helping hand out to the town. We can have our kind of legal staff and admin put together an MOU that we can present to you guys and hopefully have you guys review it in the next board meeting, maybe make a decision on that. If that's something you guys are interested in. So that's all I have. I don't know if you guys have any other questions or concerns about that. You're stuck with me, Chief's out of town, sorry too.
Yeah. But you did a great job.
Thank you.
I will say, I think it's a good idea, to be honest.
I can agree. I'd like to see it on the agenda.
I'd like to see
Too.
we can get that on the agenda.
I'll put together that MOU so you guys can review it before the agenda and then that way you're reviewing, everybody can look at it.
Paul, I know.
Well, when you start
I
speaking.
know, Chief, since I'm the liaison with the fire department.
Lucky.
Yeah, so, Chief was mentioning timelines to me of when things need to be done and happen. And we're
Yes.
talking MOUs and legal, so this is where I'm like, hint, Attorney Goldman, what are your thoughts on how long it would take for us to put together an MOU with Upper Pine to have them project manage the East Intersection project?
Oh, I like the fact that it's been offered up that they're legal,
Yeah.
willing to
Yeah, okay.
and present to us.
Okay,
And then we can have an opportunity to review it and see
Okay.
if it's something that comports with what the trustees want to do and also within the law.
Okay, yes, okay, no, I just
Given
wanted
the
to,
money's involved.
Yes.
because I feel as if there's like a June or July or something, is it next year or this year?
Well, it's, as far as that funding and stuff, I think what was projected, it can go all the way up for like another 8 years.
Okay,
Is what that
okay.
project, but
You guys'
we would
project.
love to see it, and I think a lot of the kind of hinging projects, school district, subdivisions, commercial properties that are depending on that light to be in. It'd be great to have a light stand in by July, but that's a huge heavy
Okay,
goal
that's
there.
what he had said. I was
Yeah,
like,
he's
July.
very ambitious,
Okay.
so,
That's actually,
but, and we know that there's probably some other funding that'll need to come out. We're
okay,
pretty good at that aspect too, of going out and looking at other grants and other funding that could come into that. We're just really aware of how that congressional money works. CDOT, with CDOT putting money towards it as well, that's pretty impressive. That doesn't usually happen. So we just really want that ball rolling, and I think this thing's been in the works for about 20 years now, so if we get that light in, that'd be great. And yeah, we'll spin up the MOU, and we'll pass it over to you guys to review it and make sure it kind of checks all the boxes, and then we'll go forward from there.
perfect. No, thank you for helping me understand the timeline.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good evening, Council Brad Blake with Pine River Commons. I wanted to just add a couple of things to the intersection and wanted to speak on it tonight. Actually, the intersection has been in progress for a long time. It was one of my top priorities as a county commissioner. The grant money that has been granted from the federal funds actually goes away in 2027. The timeline that was presented to the fire district had the project going out to like 2032. Those don't go together. So I really think that needs to be clarified. As far as I know, that funding goes away in 2027. And it would be a tragedy if that money just evaporated, because it's such a boon for the town of Bayfield. It's a great project. It's very needed. CDOT really, really wants it to go. You know, a lot of times CDOT, they're not all that excited about some projects, but this project they're very excited about. And I've actually spoken to them. And so I would encourage you to continue down the road of finding out all the information you can about that project and about that those particular funds. And I would be happy to help and have offered up our help to the fire district as well. So we're happy to help. We're happy to be involved. And I, again, would encourage you to look at all that information and find out exactly where the planning is on it. I know that in order to move to another grant, I believe they want to see the complete plans on the project. I'm not sure where those plans are as far as percent of being done, but in order to get more grant money, they're going to want to see that thing is probably 100% all planned out. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Lucy Stewart, my concern is this water bill that's going around, because my math does not add the bills that I'm getting from the town. I would like an accounting for every month that we will not charge for it. And the reason for it is because we're being charged the summer rates. I compared what my total is versus what was last year's bills. And they do not come anywhere near. You make a payment, it never shows up anywhere. So I myself would like for myself, I don't know how many people else would like that, but like the months that we do not get billed, to get something from the city that says, this is what your bill was for everything. And I mean, I just don't feel like we're ever gonna get to the bottom of this, because it seems to just keep going and going and issues coming up with it. So, thank you.
Lucy, I know that I had the same thing, and I called the town, the utility, and they were able to tell me what my October, November, and December bills were, so I could sort that out. So just an FYI but I hear what you're saying.
Well, I hear, my neighbors are all complaining about it and,
Yeah,
you know, and then they're like, I can't go down there because of the hours that the town has. But I don't know why they can't call, but,
yeah,
you know, if it's their bill, I'm concerned about mine, I don't know
Yeah,
about the other ones.
sure.
Lucy, if you'll stop by the office and ask at the front desk for me, I'll be happy to sit down and go over the bill.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Kathy.
Yeah, you bet.
Hi, my name's Matt Campbell. I live at 612 Dove Ranch. I'm here for a water issue as well. But what's happened to me is unfortunately, right about the time that the city quit sending water bills, I developed a water leak in between my water meter and my home that was unknown to me until I got the bill in December. When I got the bill in December, my bill's about $4,000, which is over $3,000, what it would normally be that time of year. I shut off my sprinkler system in early September. And so when the bill finally came, I discovered the leak and I had it repaired. And I inquired, if there's any type of mitigation programs. Most cities have those if you have an unknown leak. And I was informed that Bayfield has none. And I would need to come here to the city council meeting, and basically ask you guys to mitigate my bill. Because I would have had the repair fixed had you been sending out the bills. And so by the time it came, like I say, it was over, $3,000, what it would typically be for the months of September through December. And then with this latest one that came out as well. So that's what
Just
happened.
out of curiosity, where was the leak?
The leak was between the water meter and the inlet to my home, which runs sort of down a grade. And, I learned, in most parts of the world, if that happens, water bubbles up. But because of our unique geography and the cracks that are in the ground, the water just goes away to nowhere. And so despite the fact that all that water went through there, I just had no clue until I actually got the water bill because it was outside my home. And so I had M&R Plumbing come and repair it immediately. They had to dig up my yard and, get down there to have it. But, it's just unfortunate that I didn't know beforehand. And so that's why I'm asking for a mitigation of that bill.
Okay,
So, if the board would like, we could put this on an action agenda item for our next meeting.
please. Yes,
Have you come back then?
yeah,
Okay.
Head nod.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Justin knows what's going on.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
I'm Andrew Klotz. I'm with Silver Mountain Group. We're the contractors, construction managers for the Cinnamon Heights project. So nobody asked for this, but so maybe you don't want it, but I just thought I would try and pop in here at least once a month and give you guys an update on what's going on with the project.
Yes, yes.
So, it's short, it'll be short. So far, we got all those contracts and everything signed up and, at the very end of December. And I think we've got everything set up, so we're ready to start, work. And even this last couple of weeks, we've gotten most of the surveying worked out. We've got the stormwater approved from the state. So we've got that plan and we're implementing the stormwater plan. I think we may start, actually moving dirt, maybe even later this week, weather permitting, of course, or next week. So that's where we're at. And I don't have much more to report than that, except for, I think our general plan is we're gonna try and do the west side of the road first and try and get all those lots shovel ready, and then we're gonna move over to the east side of the road. And at some point in there, we're gonna have to close that road, but we've discussed that before, talked about it with Jeremy. I don't think that's gonna be too high of impact, but anyway, I just thought I'd try to come down here maybe once a month and give you a 1-minute update on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate what's
Very
happening.
much appreciated.
I want to mention one thing. This is not what I came for, but I was talking to the state lady today. Her name is Teresa McCoy, and she manages the project from the state, the grant from the state side. And I was talking to her about how we're gonna do the reimbursements and stuff, and she said, everything's fine except for Katie Sickles was the signatory, the authorized signatory on it. And I said, well, I think Kathy's gonna take that over. And she said, well, if that's the case, we need, she said a resolution or something, you gotta hand us something that says that you have a new signatory. So I said I would mention it when I came to the meeting tonight, so I did my duty.
I appreciate it.
In anticipation of that, we do have a resolution for the board to consider today.
Oh, okay.
With signature authority.
Okay, perfect.
So thank you.
That solves the
All
problem.
right.
All right, that's all I had unless you have questions for me, which I'd be happy to answer.
Sounds great.
Thanks, Andrew.
Otherwise, I'll see you in a month.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Any other general public input? Well, the agenda. Has the board had a chance to look over the agenda?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second. Oh,
What about it?
I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
trustee Pizarro.
Yes.
Trustee Harts,
Abstain.
trustee Patsos,
yes.
trustee Mormon,
Yes.
trustee McLaurin,
Yes.
and Mayor Hall.
Yay. Item number 2, liquor license renewal.
Usually with those, I reach out to the community development department, and chief, and the town manager, but I did reach out to chief on this one, and there were no negative comments. They do be their paperwork to the state by the 22nd of January, and their license expires in March.
Does the board have any questions,
No.
concerns?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the retail liquor license renewal application for Southwestern Foods Incorporated, the grocery store, in Bayfield.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
trustee Cesaro,
Yes.
trustee Harts,
Yes.
trustee Patsos,
Yes.
trustee Mormon,
Yes.
trustee McLaurin,
Yes.
and Mayor Hall.
Yes. Next up is approval of the minutes and department reports. Trustees meeting for 12/17/24.
I would just, ask that, when I looked at the minutes, the date wasn't at the top of the very first page. Is it normally? Where it says,
It is on my hard copy, and one of it's scanned.
yeah, it didn't come through,
So
so,
typically it is not, and I think it's a great request that
Yeah.
if we can do it, to have that date at the top, because I'm often having to scan through it to find out
yes.
what particular meeting date
Mhm.
we're referring to, so very helpful.
That's just my only observation.
Yeah, I noticed that because I haven't printed a hard copy packet before when I printed it, as a word in my head.
Yeah.
But it is on my hard copy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I will look at the scanner and find out how it's doing.
Okay. That would be my only suggestion with the minutes. Otherwise, nobody else? Mr. Mayor, I'd like to, make a motion to approve the minutes, the Board of Trustee meeting minutes for 12/17/2024.
With the addition of the date.
Oh, with the addition of the date. Thank you.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
trustee Cesaro,
Yes.
trustee Harts,
Abstain.
trustee Patsos,
Yes.
trustee Mormon,
Yes.
trustee McLaurin,
Yes.
and Mayor Hall.
Yes. Parks and Trails Director Report.
Good evening, board, mayor trustees, I read this from my phone or then you can come on printer, so bear with me. For the month of, December, park staff has just been doing normal operations. Some, new things that we've done is put in some more benches and tables, all the capital improvements that we had. from those have been installed. We put a couple at, Eagle around the playground, so parents can be able to watch their kids at the playground, and another one at Gosney. We've been doing a lot of mitigation down at Little Pine and Roadside.
I think it's a good idea with the fire department wanting to come in and do their fire mitigation, that we do our part. We have been doing this over the years, but there's a lot of area there and it's overgrown. We focus, and if you notice, leaving Bayfield now, you can actually see the Bayfield sign.
Yeah.
Cause it was bad in that area. There was a lot, we hauled a lot of stuff out of there, so. We're gonna continue that. My thoughts are if somebody throws a cigarette butt or something out, you know, it's a bad fire hazard in there. But for the years to come, I'd like to kind of make a fire line around the whole park. But it'll be interesting to see what the fire department does and what we have to do when they're done, so. And I don't know if they got their, awarded their grant or not.
Yeah, I was actually, did that grant come through already?
It's in review right now. We haven't heard back yet to see if it was approved or not. We might have to do some
Okay.
finance with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, definitely, Mark, I would be in full collaboration with them, because I knew there was a
Right.
grant that's associated with that for this area.
I really hope it does. I mean, that area is super overgrown.
You know, we did have a fire last year. They did a super job of getting on it real quick and knocking it down. With the limited access though, I think that could be a major hazard in there, so. Yeah, we've been doing that. We actually was able to utilize a lot of the stuff that we cut down. We chipped, and we're gonna add that to our mulch pile that we're going to hopefully construct in the spring if we have time, and start making our own mulch. We did a sports field maintenance seminar about a month ago. We got a bunch of knowledge off of that. So, you know, the being able to top dress those fields every year is gonna be fantastic. We helped rec out with a couple portable basketball goals that they got for the little guys. Got those assembled and set up. I think we're gonna have to help because they're very heavy and difficult for one person to move around, so between their staff and our staff, we'll be assisting those guys, just kind of getting those set up and moved around. I kind of closed out, you know, our numbers on the budget, just to kind of give you guys a heads up on, you know, how things went with that. We did, of course, go over on a few things. Vehicle and equipment maintenance was one of the big ones, that we overshot on our budget. Couple things with that. One was the DOT. We had to replace windshields, tires, you know, things that, to me, I didn't feel needed to be replaced, but for their guidelines, we had to replace those. Also, we're getting more equipment and more, you know, attachments and stuff. So, you know, that's gonna keep going up as long as we have more stuff to maintain. Supplies was kind of my fault. We had ordered that lift for the shop in 2023. We anticipated taking it out of the 2023 budget. We didn't want to pay them until we received the product. The product didn't come in until 2024. I did not relay that to Kathy, and she had just, you know, processed it through our 2024 budget. No big deal, but it did put us over, so that was a $5,000 item. I try to do my best to keep everything, you know, balanced and under budget, but those were some of the things that we went over. The other items, you know, with, you know, IT and utilities, I have no control over those, so those are kind of what they are. You know, after the last meeting in the park committee, you know, giving their report, I just felt like it'd be a good idea for me to get more involved with that. I know Katie was doing that, and I was kind of busy during the summer. So I've been collaborating with Mary Benson and emailing and giving her my opinion, and I just think it's important to kind of be a part of that, if that's okay with you guys. You know, just to make sure we're doing things responsibly and good stewards of the community with the tax dollars. But they are doing a fantastic job. Their survey was, you know, very professional. They did a fantastic job with that.
And I really feel like they're gonna help us, you know, be able to actually make this a reality instead of just, you know, hoping that one day it goes through. So I'm gonna attend their meetings. I'm gonna continue to give them my opinions and however that I can help with them. So, but other than that, that's all I got. Left this month, we are starting all of our vehicle and equipment, maintenance, this month, and that'll keep us busy probably through February, so.
So I do have a question. If you went over on the budget, did we have to make an adjustment?
I don't,
As a,
no.
you think we'll be all right? Okay.
We're all right. I think we're okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Town clerk.
Speaking of basketball, we started up practices this week. We had 108 kids sign up, which is great. The first through fourth grade kids really had more than last year. The only place where we struggled, we only had 8 kindergartners signed up this year. So I'm really super proud of DJ reached out to me nationally roughly. And we didn't really have enough of those kids to make team. If we did, they'd have to go 4-on-4 and they'd get pretty dog tired. I got little legs, you know. So, but he took the initiative and I was super proud of him and he's really growing in this position to call Ignacio. And he got on and they needed another team because they had 5. They only run one youth program in this basketball down there. They had 5, so it's always nice for the schedule makers to have an even number. So they will be practicing here in our gym, but they will be playing their games in Ignacio.
Cool.
So it's kind of cool. Kind of cooperation there. We are gonna have to pay their entry fee, but we took their fee, so we'll just transfer that over to pay their entry fee. It'll be fine for them to play a different team instead of the same 4 kids. That's some support, I guess. We elicited feedback for indoor soccer and we received absolutely no feedback on that. So we are gonna shift out of that for safety concerns and space concerns. And when we have holes in that, the volunteers are coaching, we're gonna start with the pickleball league. So information should be coming out on that in about a week and we're looking to start it here in about 2 weeks. So we're gonna run it a little different this year. We're not gonna make it so stringent as this is who you're scheduled to play and whatnot. We're gonna run it more like an open gym. Really get some adults active in the winners and use up that time in that gym, like active full. On the clerk side, been working on the agreements folder. It is updated and it is more useful and I will be sending that out to the department heads time to time, letting them know what they've got come due as far as agreements go. We removed a lot more from the archives. We're busting at the single paper, TVL going away. We removed a bunch of stuff out of the library as far as like dated rec stuff and things past its retention schedule. That's a work in progress. I am looking at another shred company that's gonna be about half the price of what we're paying now. So I'm just waiting for them to get some equipment in. We're gonna make that change. And that's gonna help us with all the paper that we're cleaning up out of it that we don't need.
Cool.
Any questions for me?
Thank you.
Good job on the basketball thing.
As DJ, he did that
Well,
on
tell
his
him I
own.
said good
Yeah, that was really impressive to me.
December 2024 disbursements.
We got town.
I knew I was gonna miss that. No, wait.
Oh, no, we did that one.
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. I didn't cross it off. Just keep you on your toes.
I got mine crossed off.
I know.
December 2024 disbursements. The board had a chance to look those over.
Yes.
Their questions.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to accept December 2024 disbursements.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Hyber,
Yes.
trustee Cesaro,
Yes.
trustee Harts,
Yes.
trustee Katzos,
Yes.
trustee Mormon,
Yes.
trustee McLaurin,
Yes.
and Mayor On.
Yes. La Plata County Youth Services MOU.
This is the same MOU we just signed in October. It's same wording, same billing, same everything. But their MOU we signed in October expired December 31st. So we have to upgrade it to do a new one every year.
Got
This
it.
is just the one for 2025.
Great, okay. I was wondering why this came back, so that's great.
Things still going well, chief?
Always for.
You okay?
Does the board have any questions?
No,
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the La Plata County Youth Services MOU.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
trustee Cesaro,
Yes.
trustee Harts,
Yes.
trustee Katzos,
yes,
trustee Moreland,
Yes.
trustee McLaurin,
Yes.
and Mayor On.
Yes. Police Department, request to decommission and auction 2 police vehicles.
Yes, whenever we purchase new vehicles, we decommission the same amount of vehicles, so we can take the parts out of the old vehicles. And what parts we can still use, we put into the new ones. So we have to decommission them, and then I turn them over to Jeremy to auction them off. And so I just need to have your permission to do this process and start it in play.
You need a motion? Any questions from the board?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to decommission and auction 2 of the police vehicles.
I'll second,
Got a motion and a second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
excuse me, trustee Cesaro,
Yes.
trustee Harts,
Yes.
trustee Katzos,
yes,
trustee Moreland,
Yes.
trustee McLaurin,
Yes.
and Mayor On.
Yes. Resolution 645, posting location for Board of Trustees meeting.
This is something we do every year. It just keeps continues that the agendas get posted on the west door, where we post most of all of our pertinent information. This being a legal requirement every year.
Does the board have any questions? Is there any public comment?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 645, setting of the official posting place for the town board meeting agendas for 2025.
I'll second.
great,
Got a motion and a second, any discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
trustee Cesaro,
Yes.
trustee Harts,
Yes.
trustee Katzos,
yes,
trustee Moreland,
Yes.
trustee McLaurin,
Yes.
and Mayor On.
Yes. Resolution 646, Town Bank Account Signature Authority.
Well, we lost our town managers, we're fully aware, so we needed to adjust the town bank signature authority and remove Katie Sales on that.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve resolution 646 for town bank account signatures.
I'll second,
I got a motion and a second. Is there any, public input? Is there any discussion by the board?
no,
Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
trustee Cesaro,
Yes.
trustee Harts,
Yes.
trustee Katzos,
yes,
trustee Moreland,
Yes.
trustee McLaurin,
Yes.
and Mayor On.
Yes. Resolution 647, Signature Authority.
I do have something I wanted to bring up about this one. And prior to this was like an admin type duty. And I really don't feel that we should move it from admin. I think it's important that, if they need to get a signature on these grants, that it's, maybe it's Kathy, because Kathy's gonna be the one that's got the emails in front of her and is gonna know the deadlines and it's gonna be right there every day at work doing it versus having, anybody on the board do it, where we have to come in or, I also don't know, and maybe you can answer this, Attorney Goldman, is that, I don't know what the process or if there's any kind of, legality that we could have, having it be transferred to a board duty versus an admin duty? Is there anything that's concerning along those lines? I mean, I don't know, but.
Well, again, given the second whereas clause with regards to the authority of the board to handle the finances, my suggestion is if you want an admin person to be added, perhaps you have one trustee as a signator as well as an admin person,
Okay.
so that it could be one or the other. Okay,
Right,
so
so
I might
one was
suggest
not
keeping
available,
the
yeah.
mayor, perhaps adding an administrative person as well.
Yeah,
And then
I like that.
we can redo the resolution with that additional name. If you're taking someone else off, and we'll make sure that's provided to the mayor.
Okay, we can
There's a vote on that.
The town attorney and I exchanged some emails on this, and I don't speak for the whole leadership team. But the reason that we kind of drew it up that way was we felt kind of the checks and balances was the reason why we went with the board. Because, you know, it just provides an extra layer of another eyes looking at it. I see what you guys are saying by dividing it up, and then we deal with it every day. But that was kind of the thought process.
No, I'm not faulting the thought process. I just, one of my main goals is, yeah, exactly, like, trustee McLaurin said, practicality. You know, if you can't get a hold of somebody or they can't get in, or, you know, that you have somebody there. Now, I wouldn't say that the same person, maybe it's, you know, if Kathy's getting the stuff in the emails and she's presenting it, maybe it's, you know, Jeremy that's the one that signs off of it instead of Kathy, since she's the one that's in the grant world at the moment. But I think it's important to have more than just the board to be doing that.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. So if it were to change to have, because I've always wanted us, even in this transition, to have a point person on staff. And so we kind of discussed that a little bit earlier during our work session, that's to be continued. But if you had the mayor and you had Jeremy or the mayor and Kathy, is it either or has signature authority? I don't understand how that works.
I would suggest you not spread that signature authority.
Yeah, well,
to
no,
private
I'm not
It's
understanding.
controllable.
Yeah.
It's yes, well within your authority and discretion.
Yeah.
Make that determination.
Well, since Kathy does the finances, I feel like having Jeremy be that admin, I feel that would be satisfactory. So, you know, because she's gonna cut the checks, so I think it should be the mayor or Jeremy.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying with the or, because I'm like, does it,
No, it's right.
Only one signature
One
is needed
signature.
now, the way it's set up. It's
okay.
only one signature, but it could be either.
Because before it was the town manager only, right?
Right.
So that's where I was trying to figure out the balance between having a board member, the
Right.
mayor or a board member, or a town staff, because to me, it's just whoever it's easiest to find, correct?
The practicality.
Yeah, like.
With regards to, in fact, we don't have a town manager.
Yes, okay,
It is easier if you have both a board member
okay,
and or an administrative staff member to sign off on matters that have already been approved, come before this board and budgeted.
okay. Okay, so I mean, and if it's something that would be a conflict of interest for Jeremy to sign off on his own,
Then there's the mayor.
then we've got the mayor. Okay, good. That's what I wasn't understanding. So if Jeremy's cool with that, I think it's probably gonna be, as you have all said, the most practical to have a staff member and a board member to be Jeremy's checks and balances.
So can we just make an adjustment to this resolution? and then-
If you
Okay,
make a motion,
okay,
with regards to the specific people you'd like in the resolution, we'll make sure that the resolution is amended accordingly before it is signed by the mayor.
Great. You wanna do it? Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 647, establishing signature authority for the mayor, and change, the mayor pro tem to Jeremy Schultz, in lieu of the absence of a town manager or interim town manager.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any public comment? Any further discussion by the board? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
Trustee Cesaro.
Yes.
Trustee Harts.
Yes.
Trustee Francis.
Yes.
Trustee Moreland.
Yes.
Trustee McLaurin.
Yes.
And Mayor Hall.
Yes. Interim town manager discussion and direction.
Yeah.
And just for the public's benefit, Mayor, if I may, this board met in a work session earlier, and there was discussion and, in work session, with regards to the fact that a number of resumes have been received concerning interim town manager. There has been some review of those resumes, and there may be a motion by this board with regards to interviewing a couple of those managers. There also may be some action taken with regards to what is to be done in the meantime while we're searching and interviewing interim town managers as far as staff goes. That's all.
Thank you.
So,
How about you?
real quick, should we just say as presented in here, with the monetary disbursement to be discussed Thursday?
Yeah, to be discussed Thursday, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Hang on 1 minute. Just give us 1 second. I was good on one piece, but now I'm on the other piece. Okay. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion, to, direct, our human relations, director, Marie Kim, to, schedule, interviews with the top 2 picks, Scott Hahn and Patrick Vaughn. This will be our first phase of interviews. Should either one of these not be a good fit, then we have phase 2. But at this time, we're just going to do the interviews with the 2. And then as far as the staff is concerned, we were presented with a breakdown of how the staff is going to oversee the areas of town management, and we will review on Thursday compensation. And review compensation for their extra load. And we'd like to make sure that Jeremy Schultz is our point man leader. Yeah, that was a lot.
Put that on a mug.
Yeah.
Point man leader.
Or t-shirt, wrap around t-shirt.
I'll second that.
Yeah, sorry, but there was a lot to get in there.
Dustin, you got that?
You can listen to the recording if you have. Sorry to be a run-up.
We've had that discussion lately. There
Not very good.
was one motion that was like 54 words over the tape, and it was, yeah.
That was probably me.
Making sure we got them down to.
Yeah.
For my own entertainment.
Yeah, you did. Did you include the ums?
So, Brenna, I heard you.
I seconded, yes.
I thought, okay. So I got a motion and a second. Is there any public discussion?
Hello, Town Council Brad Blake again. I would highly encourage you to select an interim town manager. I don't know if it's proper, but I would highly recommend Pat Vaughn. I've worked with him over the years. He's a great guy from Bayfield. Kids went to school here, but more than that, he's very good at bringing good things together. And I think he'd be great to help you all work through choosing a town manager as well. So if I had a recommendation, I would recommend him just because of the personal working relationship that I've had with him. Maybe personal, not the right word, professional, serving on boards and working with him over the years. But I'm encouraged that he is one of the possibilities. He's a great, great opportunity for the town of Bayfield. Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
Any other public comment? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nyberg,
Yes.
trustee Cesaro,
Yes.
trustee Hart,
Yes.
trustee Katsas.
Yes,
Trustee Moon,
Yes.
trustee McLaurin,
Yes.
and Mayor Hall.
Yes. Board of Trustees reports, not much going on with the holiday going on there. We had our little retreat on Friday, and that was about it. I don't have anything else at the top, at the moment. Trustee Harts,
Happy New Year. That's it.
trustee Katzos,
nothing at this time to report.
trustee McLaurin,
Well, we did have a meeting, from the Good Food Collective yesterday during the day. They're still working with various different participants and focusing on things that they want to do for our food system here. And this covers a much wider area than just Bayfield. I mean, it's LaPlata County and over into Montezuma, but they've been interviewing people about things that they need, and they are going to have, starting in February 3rd, they're going to have some public meetings that, they're trying to pick the exact locations, but where citizens can come and put their input, they can see what kind of things we're working on and what kind of things we want to do. So I'm probably gonna pick the library for this area, I believe. I'm not quite sure, but, I'll be sure to let you guys know, but if they keep an eye out for that and maybe come and give your input on things we can do for our food system here in this area.
Great.
trustee Moreland,
So the Regional Housing Alliance actually meets, Thursday. Sorry, I have more than one I have to talk about. But I did send, because I got the agenda items, I did send all of the board a copy of the housing needs assessment that they had put out. I thought it was an interesting read. Good to know what's going on in the housing world. Yeah. And then I don't have anything yet on the LaPlata Economic Development Alliance. That one is tomorrow, but that'll be my first meeting with them. He's taking that piece over, so.
cool. Trustee Nyberg,
Next meeting with Southwest CPR is February 13th.
you don't have one this month? Make sure you push that east side intersection.
You need a mug. You just sit there and drink your coffee while you're.
East side
Trustees,
intersection.
East side intersection.
trustee Cesaro,
It was really great to see Paul Black here tonight talking about, the plan with, Upper Pine and East Side intersection. The Bayfield Chamber, their next meeting is next Thursday. They're having their annual, membership holiday party at the Sky Casino. So I am considering going out there for that, weather depending. They did send me, in writing, and I got it this afternoon, what they wanted space for the town hall for. So I will forward that to all of you. Once Brenna was forwarding things, I was like, oh, this can wait. But, they were talking about insurance. They had added a couple things about minimal storage needs. And so that's what I wanted to talk to, and meeting space availability. So this might be something that we need to address when we have a town manager or a conversation with Jeremy, to see if these are things we could accommodate for the Bayfield Chamber. So I will share this, notice with all of the board. I'll probably copy Jeremy on that too, to take a peek, to see if it's something we can do for the chamber. And she's standing out there, but I had some ideas for community preparedness. I was looking in our newsletter, but I know our newsletter is kind of in flux right now because we're without, our town manager. But I was looking at a FEMA training today that had just community preparedness, and it said that 29% of individuals have a preparedness plan for emergencies, and that 67% of people think that first responders are going to take care of them in the first 72 hours. So I'm hopeful that we don't have that kind of a disaster in Bayfield. However, I don't think anyone in Louisville was thinking of the Marshall Fire when that took out neighborhoods. So, I'm just trying to figure out ways that we can educate the community to have emergency preparedness plans, because that's what I do in my day job. And how do we get that information out? So, preliminary thought processes, but yeah, since I like to be a liaison for emergency preparedness, just looking at what we can do, and how we can get the word out, so.
I love that, Lori. I love that.
Upcoming dates of interest, January 20th, Martin Luther King Day, Town Hall closed. The 14th is the Planning Commission. Thursday, 9th at 6 is our interviews. Just to remind everybody, and there's 2 more lines on there that I'm not really sure what they say.
February 17th is President's Day, so
Yeah.
town offices.
I kind of gained some of that, but I thought maybe we could address those at the next meeting. So I'll adjourn this meeting.
It says staff may be looking, but town hall is closed on Friday. So if you have a need on Friday,
Okay.
you can still call.
Just to go off, I could, there's gonna be no planning commission next week, there's no projects on the agenda.
Okay, so there is no planning commission next week. And with that,
That's Dave Murphy that was just speaking.
Yeah.
From the planner. Thank you.
so I'll close this meeting at 7:28.
Whoa, whoa. Yay, Lori, good job. We had a timer up here, so.
I actually. I did.
And I hate that